This is a video outlining the graph on page 30 of the Varian textbook titled Food Stamps in the United States. Before we get into the chart itself, it's helpful to get an understanding of the pre-1979 and post-1979 food stamps program in the US. And going into the chart, Varian makes an assumption that we're dealing with a family of 4 with a monthly income of less than 100. So before 1979, a family that fits that category would pay $25 to receive $153 in food coupons. Now, this program is dollar per dollar, so that means that I don't need to put the full 25 in. I could instead, let's say, put $1 in and receive the equivalent of $6.12 in food coupons. Another way of phrasing this is that for every 16 cents I put into the program, I get $1 in food stamps. And so this is simple arithmetic of just dividing these $25 you put in by the 153, the amount that is then subsidized by the US. The post-1979 program is more simple. If you fit the category of being enrolled, you don't make any sort of payment. You're simply given a grant of $200 a month for food. So with that, we can take a look at the chart. So here we have two charts. A represents pre-1979, B represents post-1979. So I'm going to start with what's most simple, which is this black line here, which represents the budget line of those not enrolled in the program. So here on the x-axis, they have graphed food, and on the y-axis, they have graphed other goods. What they mean by other goods is any dollar that could be spent on another good. So this is why this slope of the black line here has a slope of 1. Because any dollar spent on food is exactly equivalent to $1 that is not spent on other goods. So here we have a slope of 1. Now, it gets more complicated if you are enrolled in the program, of course, because now we have a subsidy. And this is what this section here represents before the kink. So before the kink, we have a subsidy of 84%, because every 16 cents, as I showed in the previous page, every 16 cents that I pay in the program is equal to $1 worth of food. So this means that we are decreasing our slope of 1 by 84%, which gets us a slope of negative 0.16 in this region, until we reach a threshold of $153, at which point we aren't receiving any more subsidy from the US, and our budget slope will look exactly like that of someone not enrolled in the program. And so that's what the rest of this curve looks like. Now, for the post-1979 program, things are a bit more simple. Looking again, this black line is exactly the same as this black line here. A simple line with a slope of 1 connecting our y and x intercept. However, if you are enrolled in the program, you see this flat line here. This flat line occurs because we are given $200 a month to buy food simply if we are enrolled in the program. There's no amount of money that I need to give up, therefore there is no change in my y-intercept. Sorry, not the y-intercept, there's no change up to $200 in the amount of money I can spend on other goods if I'm spending these $200 on food, because these $200 are given to me. After this benchmark, after this threshold of $200, we go back to our typical 1-for-1 slope, and that's what's happening here, and that's what's mirroring the black line, the line of those not involved in the program here and here. So that's an overview of the food stamps program graph in the US on page 30 of the Varian textbook.